tried to, so I did a little better, I sorted out some of my thoughts, so we're not gonna go into this again today, but I just want to, clear up what I was explaining about, Nord. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Oh,
yeah.
Don't copy anything down.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just gonna,
We've kind of got a little confused on that, I think.
yeah, oh, yeah. We're not even remotely there yet. I just get excited, you know?
I know, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Your enthusiasm is great.
There's a lot of things, like things that I'm learning right now in the book that I'm studying. I'm learning them and I'm like, God, I just want to share it, you know? I just want to be like, oh, you guys got to see this
You
stuff.
gotta understand this. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
But all in good time. So. So these, I'm just going to put these up briefly. So what these are, I'm just going to give you another quick little deal about these. And this is good because it's like, you know, seeing these things, just again, like the exposure, constantly seeing them, and you're not going to understand them at first, but if you keep seeing them, and if you keep, you know, figuring out what's going on, how to use some of them, it slowly reveals itself. So what these are intransitive. Nor is intransitive verbs. Nor are transitive verbs. And what that means, my grandma asked me what that meant, right? And I said, it means not transitive. Right?
we gotta know more.
It has to do with an object, okay? So intransitive, there is no object. Intransitive is, so you say, right, ni nice, right? There's no object in that, right? It's an intransitive verb. That's just I am, right?
So the pronoun is not an object. I.
No, exactly. And so this is used, intransitive verbs are used when there is not an object involved, right? So, how is it? So like, ni nice, ni Etienne nice, right? That's not an object, right? But ni ogeta lau urte ditut, right? I have 24 years. That 24 years is an object, right? And that's what's different about it from English to Basque, right? The verb R's don't change, right? I am Etienne and I am 24 years old, right? But in Basque, it's different, right? And so nor involves an object, right? And I try to use the colors to explain some of that. The T, right? The nor is in black, right? That T is what makes it me, right? The GU, the gu, is what makes it us. The ZU is what makes it you, right? And this is the object. This means there's an object involved, a further object, right? And in just nor, ni etia nice, Gardnerville Koa nice, I am from Gardnerville, right? You might think like, oh, that's an object. That's not an object, right? It's a statement you're not saying anything that involves an object, right? Nor is an object, right? It always involves an object. So we're gonna, again, I just wanted to, because I didn't really explain that, and I'm still probably not explaining that very well, but all in good time, just to try to make it clear up the confusion. That is the difference between intransitive and transitive. So we're just gonna go nice and slow again, cover some more stuff, see what can happen. So, I would like to get to the point where we because this is how they do it over there, right? They, it's immersion. So they just speak it to you, right? And, it's not day 1, it's not day 2, it's not day 3, right? It's a week into it, or, you finally, the thing that they've been telling you every morning, you finally understand what they're saying, right? And so it can be a little difficult because if I say something to you guys, you kind of just go like, okay, and maybe that's a little counterproductive. But I would like to get to the point where I'm just saying things to you guys, and just so you're hearing them, constantly being exposed to them, right? So we all know what this is, right? Servus, how are you, right? You guys had asked me what that meant, right? Because ser is what, right? And what is molus? How does this mean how are you, right? Again, I don't know. This is how they say it, ser molus, right? It took me a long time to learn this in Basque, but it's very simple, and it's actually really cool. So, also how they say, right, in Iparralde, uncha sida, or nola sida, right? Right? It says, how are you, right? Nola is how. That one's a lot more straightforward, right? The one in Iparralde. How I was just asking you, how was your week, right? You go, okay, how do you say that in Basque, right? How was your week, right? It's very simple, and it can be done a number of ways, but it's always understood, and it's easy, and it's actually really cool. And I didn't learn it until more recently. That's that A, the, right? Ashte is week, right? How was your week? Sermolus ashtea. Sermolus ashtea. Very straightforward, right? Right? Sermolus ashtea. How was your week? Right? This does not translate to how was your week, right? What it's really saying is, how was the week, but it's not necessarily in the past tense, and you're not saying necessarily your week, right? But this is all of the information. Sermolus ashtea, right? Sermolus bidaya. How was your drive? How was your trip? How was bidaya's way, bidaya? And so it's kind of funny when you learn how, these things like how are you, right? Or, are you good? And then these other words like day, week, morning, trip, right? They just go together. There's nothing else to it. You don't have to say how you would directly translate it was, Nola isan sen sure ashtea. How was your week? Right? Sure, your week. Isan sen, nola isan sen, how was, right? You don't have to say that. If you said that, they would absolutely nola isan sen sure ashtea, or nola sen sure ashtea, right? But sermolus ashtea, sermolus bidaya. Nola da, or nola isanda bidaya. How was your way, right? I'm just want to tell you guys that just so the next time, we meet up, I can ask you that and you've been exposed to it. And I say, sermolus ashtea, you guys can say ondo, right? And that's, that's good. You're understanding what I'm saying, right? It's not, you might not be able to go, yeah, look, I don't know exactly why that means that, or, but I understood what he said. He said, how was the week, Any questions about that? No? Without looking at your notes, Cerda Maya, table. Maya is
What
just
is-
table.
what is-
Maya, yeah, Cerda Maya. Yeah.
What is the table?
Oshondo, what is the table? What is table? Right? Cerda Maya, right? Exactly. Cerda chair, Euskera's. Alkia, Oshondo. Cerrador, Euskaraz. Atea. That's a little trickier though. Going when you see it in Basque, right? To go to English is you go, yeah, I know what but when you see it in English and to recall what it is in Basque, but that's how you really progress. Is you got to be able to go from English to Basque, right? What else is on that list?
Window.
Yeah, window. Cerda window. Cerda window.
Leoa.
Leoa. We'll show you. So that might be a good thing. So. Nola Shapanda, chair Euskaraz. Right? You guys remember this? Nola Shapanda. How do you say? Right? What it really says, see that's the thing. In English we say, how do you say? But what this is actually saying is, how is it said? How is it said? Nola Shapanda, chair Euskaraz. And now this is pretty cool. This is there's a lot of crucial things in Basque when it comes to these Z's, the ends, right? So Euskera is the Basque language, right? Euskera. Euskeraz means in Basque. Does anybody know what that says? Balakisu Euskeraz. Do you know Basque? Exactly. Balakisu Euskeraz. Do you know how to answer that? Balakisu Euskeraz.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. No, that's the wrong idea. No. Do you know,
Just true.
if somebody asks you that, what would you say? Balakisu Euskeraz. Pushkat, Oshondo. Pushkat means a little bit. Or-
How about I'm learning?
Or, okay, you want to go there?
Oh,
We can go there.
well,
Yeah, we can go there. No. But-
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
But I was always, as soon as I learned this phrase, I obviously did not know Basque beyond a few words, phrases, right? But I was so eager to want to know that I would always say bye, right? Balakisu Euskeraz, right? And that's the answer, bye. Or me bye. Me bye. Yes, I do. Right? Balakisu Euskeraz. so this the verbs for hakim, which is to know. Hakim is the verb to know. These all come from hakim, right? Dakit, dakisu, dakisue, dakite, dakigu. Right? We know, I know, you plural know, they know, right? And it's always transitive. It's meek, balakit, ushkeras. Meek, balakit, ushkeras. So this might throw you off that I wrote me by. I'm not exactly sure if that might be incorrect, but spoken. I think I've heard it both ways, and a lot of times I hear it me by. But if you're going to answer it fully anytime you use hakim, I think it's because it's just I don't know, maybe it's just because it's an answer, and there are some of them where some of the verbs they straddle. They can be one of both, right? But if you want to say balakisushkeras, if you want to say suk balakisushkeras, you always say suk. It's not. It's transitive. Or nik balakitushkeras. It's not ni balakitushkeras. And because to know Basque it's the object, right? There's an object involved, right? Any questions on this? Anything at all. And so like what she said, I'm going to teach you, this is how it is at Batua, it's Pishkavat, and in Ipanalde it's not much different, it's Pushkat. And obviously, it's the same thing, it's pronunciation. They don't say Pishkavat, they say Pushkat. And even in Agualde, they won't always say Pishkavat, they'll say Pishkat, same thing. That just means that's a little bit. Pishkavat, a little bit, right? Good answer. If somebody asks you, Balikisushkeras, ba Pishkavat, a little bit. We went all the way to did we go? I told you guys to go to strategies for communication, correct? Right, so we've got plenty we can go over in this. Did you guys study that vocab? Yeah, we kind of went over it last time, I believe. These are some, I'm sure you guys read this. And we're kind of jumping around, but we're not going too, I'm just giving, I'm not going too in depth on anything. I'm just giving you guys some common things, little by little. How they say that, this is, I should be saying this often. Is poliki. Means little by little. And that is like the anthem of studying Basque. They really stress that in the classes. Poliki. taking time. It's gonna take time. And also, lashai. Lashai means relax, calm down. En iparade they say tranquilo. Understood pretty much universally. In English, tranquil, right? In Spanish, tranquilo. In French, I'm sure it's tranquilo. Tranquilo, yeah, exactly. And I think that's in Iparade, that's why they say tranquilo. On the southern side, it's always lashai. It means relax. And so I'm gonna try to say these things, you know, even though we're gonna be speaking in English, when we get to somewhere, I'm gonna say, you know, poliki, lashai. Because hearing it's gonna be really good, especially if you understand what I'm saying, and it's gonna hopefully encourage you guys to, you know, attempt to say it on your own. And, you know, if somebody asks you how is Etienne's bass classes going, you know, you can say poliki, you know, little by little, which is good. I'm trying to encourage the conversation. It's easy for me to just get up here and ramble and talk about, but I really want to get everybody to, you know, speak as little as you can, but to be able to speak it. And also, ulertudusu. Do you guys know what that means? Ulertualdusu.
Do something.
Understand. Do you understand? And this is, I'm going to explain the difference between these. It's not that big of a deal. I don't know if I have a bad habit of it, or if it's not as big of a deal as I think. So ulertudusu or ulertsendusu. This goes into this is the habitual tense, and this is the infinitive. The difference in these is when I ask you ulertudusu, it's regarding something specific, something we're discussing, right? Ulertualusu is something that we both know that we're talking about, right? The habitual tense, ulertsendusu, is generally speaking. So it's like, you know, do you understand generally, and not in the sense of are you grasping the whole scope of what I'm talking about? It just means it's not regarding a specific thing. When I learned it, I don't know why, I never learned ulertu. I never learned ulertu. I always heard it, or when I began saying it was ulertsen. So I always use the habitual tense. But like when I was at the school this last time and I was in the A0 class, I saw it on the wall, ulertualusu. And I'd be on the street and I was like, and they'd say it to me, and then they'd also say ulertsen, you know, and then I put this in parentheses because in conversation, you know how we say in English, you know? We go, you know what I'm talking about? You know? They don't say that. They say ulertsen. That's how they say you know what I'm talking about. And so it means understand, you understand, right? To us in English, those are two different things, right? Just in conversation, you ask somebody, you know, if you're talking about something, you go, you know, right? That has a different connotation than when you ask somebody, do you understand, right? When you say, do you understand what I'm saying? You're probably talking about something technical, right? Like hyper specific, right? And when you say you know, it's more of a general, you know, it's like, you know, yeah, you know. I have the bad habit because I do go from English to Basque, and I've been complimented on it. A few people told me they're like, wow, it's really cool because I can tell that you're American, that you speak English because of how you say things in Basque. Because you say things in Basque that we don't say it like that. We totally understand what you're saying, but that's not how it's said in Basque. But you know, it's cool. And so when I say in conversation, like when I say you know in Basque, I always say balakisu. Because that's what it means. That's how it's weird for me to ask somebody in conversation, do you understand? Like I never say that in English, you know. I never go, do you understand what I'm talking about? You know, it's always, you know. And so in Basque, in conversation, I'm telling a story or whatever, and I go balakisu. You know, and I've been told that, like, no, it's very cool because I can tell that you're coming from English, you know. So again, these are just some more, you know, some more minor stuff to get under the vocab belt, and these are good things to identify because, like la shy, especially la shy is, you know, when somebody tells you that, you know, you want to know what that means, right? It just means relax, you know. Ulertu, right? You understand, you know. Balakisu, do you know? Poliki, little by little. Questions on this? And I will say, I'm not kidding, you four are wonderful students. You are. You can always tell, like, you know, who does study, you know, who does come to class with a little bit of preparation. They did go over some stuff. They are able to answer the questions and they participate, and that's huge. I really appreciate that, you know, answering, you know, when I put it up, you're not just like, oh, I didn't study, you know. It means a lot, and you guys are smart, you know, and that's. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing worse than like people who, you know, they don't study or they're not, you know, like, and it always comes up in class. Like you get to class and everybody's got the motivation in class, you know, everybody follows, but to be able to go home and to follow up and do it on your own, you know. But then when you get back to class, you know, everybody sees that it's like, oh, this person, they did do all the homework, they did study, they are at a higher level. And then there's people that, you know, they didn't, and then they still want to act like, you know, that they do know best or whatever. It gets weird with like learning a language. Like being in a classroom when I was over there, you see weird sides of people's personalities because it's like everybody's there trying to progress, and you're all in the same classroom, and people progress at different paces. And it seems like some people stagnate, like they're not able to keep going, you know, and then other people are just getting it, you know. And people get, you know, there can be some jealousy, there can be some like upsettedness, you know. And I don't want any of that, you know. I want everybody to be like, it's all good, you know. We're gonna learn as much as we're gonna learn, and it's all about, you know, just going forward. We should do a little dialogue. I would like you guys to, if you guys did study this, and you guys can look at it. I'll put it up here. just leaving a couple of them blank. This one might be the trickiest. It's not. I know you guys are all well equipped, but I'd like to do this back and forth. Good practice to. Okay. So I'm gonna do the example, right, and then I'm gonna ask, and we'll just go back and forth. You guys tell me. Okay. So mi etiennais, Gardnerville koa nice, su nungo asada. And then it's the same dialogue, okay?
Ni jinin nice. Ni Gardnerville koa nice. Su
Nungo asada.
Sara.
I left it blank just to challenge you a little bit, just to find. So it's just right here, right? We're at nor. Ni nice, susara. Right? I am, you are. Ni nice, susara. So this is a good dialogue and it's simple. This is exactly how it goes. And these initial dialogues can be tricky to like get your head around it. It's like, okay, do they really ask this? You know, is this? And it is. This is exactly how the conversation goes. Mi etiennais, Gardnerville koa nice, or you can say Nevada koa nice, su nungo asada. And I just left that blank. These ones I left blank because you're gonna fill them in as you are. But this one just to make you think about it a little bit. Anytime you see this verb can only mean one thing. Su will always be sada. It could be in the past tense. We're not there yet. The verb changes for the past tense. But anytime you see this, su nuwa sada. It's not going to be su nuwa nice. Su no. Su you. Where are you from? Right. So. And I guess I could add one more to this. I could say nor sada su. And just as long as you guys answer just both of these, I'm only going to ask you this one, okay? I should be asking you either no ladu suisena or nor sarasu, and then su nu wasara. But I'll just ask you this, and you guys just answer both of these, okay? And then you say this one either to the person next to you or back to me. Okay? Oshondo, Jenny. Su nu wasara. Oshondo. Oshondo. Ni etiennais, Nevada koa nice, estatu batuatan. Right? That's how you say United States. And anytime you're over there, then they'll ask you, nungu asara. And because I do it exactly how I do it in English. When people ask me, obviously, because we're all from the United States, you never say from the United States, right? I always say Nevada, right? Anytime I'm in another state, I never say Gardnerville, right? I always say Nevada, right? Because, and that's those are peculiar things, but those are levels of the understanding. It's like, you know where you are, it's the same question, right? But depending on where you are in the world or in the country, your answer changes, and those subtle differences are very good, and they're very they're productive in the thought process to know those subtleties. And so, like if I'm here and somebody asks me where I'm from, I say, what is that word? Here. And then go on. Nice. Right? Mengoa nice. You guys know this, koa, goa, from, of, right? And again, the only thing with the G and the K is vowels and consonants, right? So if it ends on a consonant, it's a G. You don't say hemen koa nice, right? But if it ends on a vowel, it's a K, right? That's the only difference, right? Nevada Coanais, Emenguanais, right? And it is easier. You with practice you will recognize, oh, that's just, you know. So that's if somebody asks, you know, if I'm here, right? Nunguasana, Emenguanais, Gardnerville, right? If I'm out of Nevada, or say we'll just go from the circle outward, right? If I'm in Elko, right, still in Nevada, where I'm sure everybody knows Gardnerville, right? Somebody asks you where you're from. Gardnerville, Coanais. Right? So the Menguanais, or if I'm in the next town over, Gardnerville, Coanais, right? Or if I'm in the next state over, or a few states over, Coanais. And this is, you know, this is really good stuff, to be completely honest with you. Being able to state that with confidence and know, you know, when somebody asks you, Nungu Asara, you know, to be able to say where you're from correctly, you know, Emenguanais or Gardnerville Coanais, Nevada Coanais, right? So then, in the Basque Country, when they ask me, it's just my, you know, Nevada pride, I guess. I never start with the United States. I never say, and you can say, Americano, you don't even have, if somebody asks you where you're from, you can say, Americano, I'm nice, which just means I'm an American, right? I always say, Nevada Coanais. And they say, Nevada Coanais. But what's funny is, right, in Basque, there's Nafarroa, the province, right? In Spanish, it's pronounced Navarra, right? But Nafarroa, and when you say Nevada Coanais, sometimes, most of the time they don't understand what you hear, but it can kind of sound similar to Nafarroa, right? What they'll say is for Nafarroa, for Nafarans, they'll say Nafarak Gara, like we are Nafarans, Nafarroa, you know, we are from Nafarroa, right? So Nafarak and Namala, they're pretty similar, right? And so, with that, you guys got that written down? You okay? Yeah? Yeah? You say, this is how I always say it. Nevada Coanais, Estatu Batueta. You guys know what this is? Estatu Batua. United States. Yeah, United States. Estatu Batua. So we are learning Euskaraz Batua, right? Which means unified Basque. Euskaraz Batua. Batua means unified, right? So the United States is Estatu Batua. This is Estatu Batuetan in the United States. In the United States, right? Nevada Coanais, Estatu Batuetan. Questions?
Do they say America over there?
America?
Mhm.
Yeah, they say, yeah, so it's the same, it's America, right? What they'll say is in the Americas, because as Americans, we always think that, we always forget that we're the only America. Yeah, and we're not, and that's why the United States is specific. But what they'll say is Americatan, right, which is in the Americas, meaning North and South America. They'll say Ipar America, which means North America, or Ego America, which is South America. Ipar is north, Ego is south. I'll give that to you guys right now, just for the fun of it. How's this feeling? Is this feeling a little? This is not like last week where I just.
No, switch column.
Yeah, which is good. And this is where I have to check myself. I have to keep myself. I just get ahead of myself, you know. It's good going over these little things. And it's kind of funny, you know, you go like, how do you learn a language, right? Where do you start, you know? And when I start the kids' classes, I'm going to be starting it's going to be a completely different conversation with those kids. I already put together some material for them. The first things we're going to go over are colors, animals, and numbers. That we're going to learn how to count, we're going to learn animal names, and we're going to learn colors first.
You should do that too.
Yeah, no, we should. We absolutely should. But see, it's interesting because when you, and I don't know how they teach kids over there, obviously if they're speaking it at home or, but that's how you teach kids, you know, English. Like that's when you're a little kid, you know, you go, when you're in kindergarten, first grade, you know, you go over colors and animals and you learn about, you know, all these things, right? And you're mainly just learning like vocabulary, right? Because you're already speaking it, you know. You don't start with where are you from, you know. You don't start with, you know, hello, how are you, good afternoon. You know, it's a completely different dialogue, which is interesting because with kids, I mean, they just soak it up anyways. But like these are for adults, right? These books that we have these packets that we're going through, right? They're for adults, and the dialogue with adults to teach them a different language starts there. It starts with, you know, hello, how are you? Good afternoon to you as well. Where are you from? Where do you live? You know, and because that's as an adult, that's how you have to learn it. You know, what good is knowing the color is going to do for you if you don't know how to say hello, how are you, right? And right, exactly. And so so with that, like, you go, okay, what's the way to learn vocabulary words? Do you go by category? Do you go by, you know, do you want to learn everything? You know, do you want to learn all the animals first? Cardinal directions, numbers, you know, geographics, right? Like here, there, over there. Do you want to learn, you know, how do you learn the verbs? How do you learn adverbs? You know, and what seems to be the case is, you know, you don't go by category. You don't learn everything in a category. You want to take one thing from all of them. You want to go piece by piece, and slowly your vocabulary, your dictionary builds. And you're not just, you know, you could study all of the cardinal directions, right, and have those down, but then you don't know anything else. You know, you still have yet to learn any of the numbers, and so doing these things like we just went over, you know, where are you from, right? I'm from here, I am Etienne, right? And then getting some of these other, you know, like ulertzen musu, do you understand, right? And then now I'm giving you ipar and ego, right? North and south, right? We're covering a lot of different realms of, you know, of language, of talking about things, and it's good. It keeps you sharp, and sure, you might not know east and west yet, right? But this is relevant. Ipar, America, North America. And to make a word Basque, if it doesn't change in Basque, like those borrowed words, you just change anything with a C to a K. That's how you do that. And that's pretty cool. Spanish as well. They'll say in Basque, like they'll text it, que pasa, right? And they just spell it K-E, que pasa. Right? When really it's Q-U-E, right, in Spanish. But that makes it Basque, right?
Right.
And, you know, that's cool. That's like making it, you know, your own. And that's,
Yeah.
you know. And these are, I don't know, I don't think it's infinitive or, right? These are the core of the words, ipad and ego, right? But how these are usually always written is iparalde. You guys hear me say that. Iparalde or ego alde. Right? Another important word. Alde means part or side, right? Alde. So Iparralde is the north or north, right? But as a, I'm gonna put that A on there so it's for sure the north, the south, right? Iparraldea, right? But they'll say that, Iparralde, Egualde, right? And when you're over there, they never say, like that whole thing of us, oh, are you French Basque, are you Spanish Basque? That's not a real thing, you know. Over there, that does not exist. They do not, nobody will ever ask you in Basque, oh, are you French Basque or are you Spanish Basque? No, they ask you where you're from, and they go, and they'll even do that. They'll say, Iparraldekoa Sara. Are you from the north, right? They're asking you if you're from the French side. That's what that means. Iparralde is the French side, right? But it's never included with French. They never say French Basque. That doesn't exist. Basque is Basque. You're from Iparralde, Egualde, Equialde, the east, or Mendebalde, the west, right? And good things to know. Iparralde, Egualde, right? And you guys have already heard me say that a ton of times. And Iparralde Basque, right? And how that's really said is Northern Basque, Basque of the north, right? You guys remember that? I kind of threw a monkey wrench in the whole deal last time with the co, meaning of, as well as from, right? Or no, it was will. It means of, from, and will, right? Yeah. No. Yeah. So this is good. And again, it has to do with what you're talking about. Iparraldeko euskaraz, that cannot mean will. You know, that doesn't make sense. It's Basque of the north, Northern Basque. Iparraldeko euskaraz. And actually, just to do due diligence, it is not euskaraz in Iparralde, but it's escuaraz. Spelling changes. Just to do due diligence for the video. I don't want anybody to see it and go, hey, this guy, he's not dotting his I's and crossing his T's. Any questions on that? Baraldea, Egualdea. And again, Alde, did you guys write that down? Alde means side, part, right? And we're going to get into this in the dialogue of the book. But Alde Sarra. Have any of you guys heard this word? I know you have. Sarra. Old. Exactly. Sarra is old. Alde Sarra. In reference to a town or a city, what does this mean? Alde Sarra. You know how there's different parts in a city or a town?
Old part.
The old part. Exactly. Alde Sarra, the old part. In Donosti, Alde Sarra is the spot to be. That's that's the oldest part, that's the old part of Donosti. It's very cool. There's small streets, all the plazas, the old buildings. It's very cool. Alde Sarra, right? The old part. Alde Sarra. Guys following? Yeah, right on. got going on here? I'd love for one of you to tell me what this says. JT, Gardnerville Co. Alde Sarre Andago.
J&T is in the old part of town.
Yeah. JT is in the old part of Gardnerville. You guys get that? You see that?
So why did you put Sari on?
Sarre,
Sarre.
right? Right, do you remember? I don't know how much we went over this or not. This is how to say in, on, or at. Right? You remember that? I think we went over it a little bit, like echean, at home. Right? Echean, at home. Klashean, in class. Klashean, in class. And so, right, it's structured differently in terms of how it's written. But that is literally how we say it in English. JT is in the old part of Gardnerville, right? Nothing is different about that in Basque. Yes, it's in a different order, and the how they say it. You know, we say is in the old part. I mean, that is the same. It's just in a different order, right? JT Gardnerville Co. Alde Sarre Andago is in the old part of Gardnerville. And this doesn't always work, but a trick for this, just in terms of identifying it in Basque, this is kind of where you have to start when you start learning it, is you gotta kind of read it backwards, right? You gotta know what things go together, right? But reading it backwards can be beneficial to the understanding, and sometimes you got to do that, right? In English, it's JT is in the old part of Gardnerville, right? In the old part comes before of Gardnerville, right? So when you read this backwards, right, you see this JT, right? JT is in the old part of Gardnerville. Right? It's kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah.
And it's beneficial, you know, that can kind of open up what it is that you're looking at. Knowing how to read it, you know. You could throw yourself at sentences all day and struggle with them and know what the translation means, but if you can't identify it, and if you can't, you know, knowing how to read something is crucial. You know, it means everything. And whatever you can do initially to have it make sense to you, to understand it, to truly understand it, you go, look, yeah, it's kind of difficult for me to go JT Gardnerville Co. Alde Sarre Andago to understand that. But when I go through and I pick out the pieces and I read it backwards, I go, this means is in the old part of Gardnerville. It's clear as day. I actually understand it. I know what every piece of that sentence says, right? Is that good? Feels pretty good. I felt like, okay, yeah. That's good stuff. JT Gardnerville Co. Alde Sarre Andago. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one. I know. Trying to do another one with just that. I guess a different example would be better. That's kind of specific, you know. This is talking about a place. You know, this is interesting. This is talking about a place in a specific place in a place, right? And that's a pretty crucial, you know, that's fundamental. Like, we take for granted the ability to say that, you know. You're talking about three places and knowing which one, you know, it's going from the smallest to, you know, a little bit broader to to, you know, the town, the actual thing, right? This one might be a little much. A little bit different thing. But you guys know every word in here. Enrico Aldehau Sarrada. I'm going to give you one more on here. I don't know if we've gone over it. This means, you guys know what Osho means? Osho. Very. Osho. Osho Ondo. I always say that to you guys. Very good. Osho Ondo. Enrico Aldehau Osho Sarrada. Try to read it backwards. What does Enrico mean? What's Eri? Do you guys know Eri? No. Eri. Eria. Eri. Yeah, so it means a number of things in Basque. It means, yeah. To give you the real answer, it means town, it means country. They also use it for people. But for all intents and purposes, Eria is town. So what does Enrico mean? Enrico.
This side of town is very old.
This side of town is very old. Exactly. You guys know how this, right? So this is saying this side of town, Enrico Aldehau, Osho Sarrada. This side of town is very old. This part of town is very old, right? And this might not be the best way to say it in Basque, but it's a good direct translation to English. Enrico Aldehau, Osho Sarrada. They probably say it a different way. You guys following that? It's pretty neat, huh? It is, right? And it helps a lot. They're going backwards, right? And this can kind of throw you off that Osho, but it's just like this, Enrico Aldehau Sarrada, right? And this is, you know, that kind of like Yoda talk, right? But it only happens really when you're reading it backwards like that, right? Is old this part of town, right? That makes sense in English. I mean, you can understand that, right? Is old this part of town, right? You're saying this part of town is old, right? And it does. It helps a lot being able to, you know, what you want to do is, it can be very easy to look at sentences. Like I put that up there, right? I said Enrico Aldehau, and I go, what does Enrico mean, right? And you're like, I don't know, you know? It's very easy to, when you look at a sentence, to just be like overwhelmed by it. And to just, it makes you just shut down. You go like, oh my God, I thought I was doing okay. I thought I was actually making progress in this, but I read this sentence and I go, my God, right? Lashai, right? You just want to take it easy. Then you go, okay, what can I read? And I still do this. I mean, there's plenty of, I'm not fluent by any means, right? And even though I'm like pretty far along in that book, I read sentences, one word, I won't know what one word is. And I go, and I can understand the whole rest, I know every other word in the sentence and what is like corresponding, and I go, I don't know what the sentence means. Because that one word throws me off. I look at it and it freaks me out and I go, what if this one word is completely changing the meaning of this sentence, right? Most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's an emphatic, it's something, it's commanding, it's doing something, you know, minute but important. But it throws me off and I go, God, like I don't know all of this, you know? Break down what you do know, you know? Enrico Aleao Sarada, right? You go, okay, I know. Sarada, that means is old, right? Aleao, this part, right? Okay, what's Eri mean? It's saying this, it's saying, you know, this part is old, you know, old part this is, you know, like, and that's huge. I mean, being able to just identify and select, you know, and it can be a productive process to read sentences and pick out all the words that you know and try to put it together. Try to put it together in English, you know, it can be very beneficial. Questions on that? And this is something we haven't even covered. This comes up soon. We might be the very next thing in this. This is going to be a good little introduction to this. Ooh, we're spicing it up. Okay, but did you guys notice in the last ones? It said, Enrico Aleao Osho Sarada. Osho Sarada. Right? Da is. Right, you guys know da is for he, she, him, her, or it. Right? Learning da to mean it is crucial. Very good idea. It will come later when you'll come to the understanding that those things are all very much so the same. He, she, him, her, or it. What that is third person. You're just talking about something. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about us. I'm not talking about them. It's it, right? So, bera da, right? Bera da. It is, right? And when it's, you know, these go together. These things go together, right? When it's just da, right? It's is. It really means it is, right? It's is, it is. But so like in that sentence, Enrico Aleao Osho Sarada, right? This part of town is very old, right? You guys recognize this. Dida. I'll give you a hint. It's right over here. You guys know what Hayek Dida means? Ni nice. Susara, Berada, Gugara, Suek Sarete, Hayek Dida. They are. Right? They are. So Hayek is not in the sentence, but Dida is. So Dida is are. Right? Exactly. They are. It could be they are, those are, these are. And all of those things they're just about the same thing as well, right? When it comes to understanding what it is that's going on, it's a plural, right? It's they are, right? There's a word in here that you guys don't know. There's a couple different things happening that you have not been introduced yet. We're getting into plurality. This is a plural sentence, okay? We're not talking about one thing, we're talking about many things, okay? Nevadaco, what does that mean? Of Nevada. What is area? Town. Anybody have a guess what area is? What is the plural of town? Towns. Riak. We use S, apostrophe S in English, right? In Basque, it is a K. It's A-K. Riak. Towns, the towns, right? So, Nevadaco Riak, what does that say? The towns of Nevada. You guys don't know what this word is, do you? Polita.
Pretty.
Pretty. Exactly. A wonderful word. To know how to say this is because you will overhear those Bascos, you will overhear all those old Bascos talking about Neshkapolitak. You guys know what that is? Pretty girls. Neshkapolitak. Right? Politas, and it is. It's pretty. It's pretty. It's actually quite sweet. I find it very sweet when they say polita. It never has like a lesser meaning. It's pretty, you know. Say polita. You know, how pretty. So can you tell me what this full sentence means? Okay, not quite. Nevada has beautiful towns.
Towns of Nevada are beautiful.
Very pretty, right, exactly. Very beautiful, very good. The towns of Nevada are very pretty. Nevada Coedriac Oshopolitakia. Right, do you hear how big of a sentence this is?
It's huge.
I mean, this is massive. Like, when we say that in English, I mean, that is an eloquent sentence. There's nothing that is minuscule about that at all. That is profound, you know? When somebody asks you, how do you like Nevada? You go, I mean, the towns of Nevada are beautiful. You know? You're speaking pretty good, you know? Like, I mean, seriously. Seriously, no. And something really cool about that with the Basque is what I notice is because of how it is structured differently in terms of the grammar and how they describe things, how they talk about things, it has made my English better. Yes, because, okay, what I oftentimes opt to do in English, because what this really says is, it does say the towns of Nevada are very pretty, right? If you were to not directly, but if you were to literally translate this to English, it would say, Nevada towns are very pretty. Not the towns of Nevada are very pretty. What this means in English is Nevada's towns are very pretty. Or Nevada towns are very pretty, right? Using that of it changes your eloquence in English when you say the towns of Nevada are very pretty, right? It adds a layer of whatever, right? It's not our common speech. It's not, you know, it's a little bit more elegant. At the very least, it's just different, right? How we say things in English, right? And it's interesting because that's what it means in English, right? But what it really is saying is the towns of Nevada are very pretty, right? And so when you learn how to say that, and when you learn what that is, and you know that that's how you put together a sentence when that's what you're trying to talk about, you know what it is in English both ways. You know that it means, no, it literally means the towns of Nevada are very pretty, but what it is in English, how it would be said in English is Nevada towns are very pretty, right? Those are different, right? Subtly, but it's how it's expressed. And I mean, that's beautiful. Like, I don't know if you guys enjoy that as much as I do, but like,
I think so.
this is beautiful to me. Like, I look at, you know, Basque to me is like, it's so beautiful. And it really takes going into it a lot and when you really uncover all of the things that are so beautiful about it. But like, I mean, truly, I prefer speaking Basque to speaking English. English is my mother tongue and I will always speak it, you know. But I never skip an opportunity to speak Basque, and I absolutely prefer it because it's so much, it's beautiful. It's so much older. It has all of these things that are just like, you know, incredible when it comes to grammar, when it comes to what you're expressing, how you express them. And this is not a low-level sentence, yet you are all very capable of understanding it, of being able to replicate it, of being able to know what everything in it is. It's a simple sentence, but it has quite a bit of weight to it. Nevada Coeria Oshopolita Dira. Can you guys say it?
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, you can say it. Say it slow. Say it slow. Go one by one. We'll go one by one, Janet.
Well, you start with me all the time.
Come on, you want to? I'll start with
No,
Noel.
fine. Nevada Coeria, Oshopolita.
Oshon. Angie. Yep. Politak. Politak. Oshopolitak Dira. Oshon. 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 And so, Polita is pretty. Polita. Right? But because we are talking about plural, this is what makes a plural. What is this, an adjective? This is the description. This is the descriptive element of polita, the pretty. The adjective has to match the noun. You want to come up here?
No, I
and
just-
teach us? No, I know. I am so no. All of those things. I've always been horrible with those things in English. Like I've always been very linguistically oriented. I understand things for what they are, but like when you get into it, it's like an adjective, an adverb, a pronoun. It's like okay, I mean, what's it matter? I know how to use them, you know, like, and that's all that matters to me. And so, I apologize for my lack of depth in that. I'm trying to get better. The adjective has to match the noun in terms of plurality or singularity, right? So. Tell me what this says. Gardnerville, Eripolitala.
Town of Gardnerville is good.
You're right there, but no, it doesn't. There's no co. There's no of, right?
Right.
This is very straightforward. This is exactly how it is in English. Gardnerville, Eripolitala. What is Eri?
Town.
What is Polita?
Pretty.
What is the? Right. So no. So again,
It
so.
just doesn't sound the same.
No, right. This is it's incredible how 4 words that you know all of can throw you off so greatly, right? How I showed you on that last one, JT, Gardnerville Co, Aldesare Andago, right? How I said you start from the back, right? But I left that JT out. I said start from so you say, so the thing to do is like, okay, this is what we're talking about, Gardnerville, right? So you say that first, and then you start from the back, right? So what does it say? Gardnerville, right? Is a pretty town. Gardnerville is a pretty town, right? This A is is crucial.
Tricky.
It is, and I hope this is. But we're all together, no?
Right. Oh,
We're
yeah.
following, right?
Yeah.
And there's only so many ways that you can teach this kind of thing, and teaching it in sentences like this is how you get it. Like it's uncomfortable, it's kind of weird. You're like, okay, it's gonna take me a while to get there, but you just gotta see how it functions and how it works, right? So this A, so notice how here, Enriac, right? Enriac Politak Vida, right? The towns are pretty, right? Nevada ko Enriac Politak, the towns of Nevada are pretty, right? Notice how there's not an A or an AK here, right? Right? It's not Enria, it's not Gardnerville, Enria Polita da. In Basque, the adjective takes that A. So you move it. So you go Enria. Eri is town, right? Enria is a or the. For all intents and purposes, it's good. You're gonna just want to learn how to mash these two together, and just go whether it's a or the. You gotta understand the sentence, and that will sort itself out whether it's an a or a the, right? But for now, a is fine, right? So Eri town, right? Just town. Eri. Eria is a town, right? Polit, I don't believe Polita, the A is organic. I believe it's Polit, right? Even if it is, it doesn't change it. You don't say Eria Polita. Because what that is saying is the town, right? And so that A gets moved. So it's Eri Polita, the pretty town, or a pretty town. Eri Polita. Gardnerville, Eri Polita. Now, with plural, and this might be going ahead too far, but I'm just explaining it. Fear not. It all comes with good time. You know, it's easy to go like, okay, this is way too much. I'm not following this at all. You know, this doesn't make sense. You know, I feel like I need to know there's something I'm missing, right? But that is not the attitude you want to have, because you can just quit now, right? You can just go, look, I don't get it today. How am I ever going to get it in the future? How are you ever going to get it if you do not see it, right? And you're not going to get it today. You're not going to get it next week, right? But there will be a point if you just keep looking at it and you keep studying it, you keep making yourself copy sentences down, understanding what they mean, where you will get it. You will absolutely understand what it is that you're doing, right? And the lack of exposure just, I don't believe, saves anybody from anything. I think quite the opposite. It hinders you, you know? If you never saw this, you're never going to see it, right? But if you slowly start seeing it, and if you keep seeing it, you will eventually get it, right? You have to be exposed to it. So the plural thing changes, just like you saw. Riak Politak. Because they have to match. The plural has to match. Riak Politak, the pretty towns. Questions on this? Yeah.
Are pretty and beautiful the same word?
Yeah, I mean, more or less. There's many different descriptive words in Basque for pretty, beautiful, like unbelievable, tremendous. You know, like they use, yeah. So polita, pretty. It really means like tremendous, I think, but it can mean like so beautiful. Isugaria, different word. Isugaria, and that's like so beautiful, you know, tremendous, like unbelievable, you know. Isugaria, but polita is like, you know, it's very commonplace. We use that often. Anybody know what that says? Eripolit bat. What does bat mean? One pretty town. In Basque, when it's used like that, you cannot, that's literally what you're saying. You're not saying plural of anything, you're saying one, which is a, right? A pretty town. Eripolit bat. A pretty town. Right? One pretty town, a pretty town, that's the same thing. It's a little bit, it's kind of weird for us in English because that one implies something different, right? But you get what it is. One, you know, this is one pretty town, or this is a pretty town, same thing, right? Questions? You guys following me? This is you know, going over like quite a bit of stuff, but it's good to see, and it's good to okay, now off of the words that you know, I'm going to change it up a little bit, okay? You guys haven't been exposed to these two words, have you? Chiquilla, Hondia. Little and big. Look at you guys. Now which one's which? Which? Yep, exactly. Chiquilla. Exactly. And iparale ko esquaras, eshatanute. Tipia. Chiquilla, same thing. Did you guys understand what I said? I said, iparale ko esquaras, eshatanute. Any guess? Ooh. That's, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep saying things like that. Yeah. Iparale ko esquaras. This is going off. But this is a good thing. I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep saying things like that. And I'm going to write them out for you. And I'm going to, as it's gonna be good to keep it. Y para de escuelas, so I said, you guys, very good. Chiquilla means small. Y para de escuelas, eshata dute tipia. Eshata dute. Yeah. They say. Oshondo. So what's it say? It says, in Northern Basque, they say tipia. Or they say in Northern Basque, tipia, right? In Northern Basque they say, Ibarale Koshwaras Shatamute tipia. Right, so this is Hayek Dida. In Nork, it's Hayek Dute, right? They say, right? It's got an object, right? These things are going to slowly start to emerge and really, and I think, I mean, obviously we're both, all of us are just running and gunning this thing. I do not know how to teach this stuff. I'm just doing my best. And I do think these sentences that I give you are gonna help a lot. And just being able, the next time I say that, I'm gonna go, Iparade Koshquara is a and you guys, it's not gonna be your first time you've heard it. You're gonna go, oh, they say in Northern Basque, right? And you're just gonna come to associate that. This means they say, Shatabute, they say, right? And just like that, you're gonna know these things. It's gonna be very cool. So Chiquilla, Serda Chiquilla. Chiquilla. We just went over this. Serda Chiquilla. What is little? Yeah. So when I say that, when I say Serda, I'm just asking you guys, what is Chiquilla, right? So you guys can just answer me small. Or if I say Serda, big. Serda, big. Aundia. Oshondo. Serda Chiquilla, Serda Aundia. So, we're going to go, I'm going to ask you guys, and I want you to use one of the words that you know how to say from the vocab list or another word, right? Maya, Leoa, Atea, Kalea, and fill it in, whichever one you would like, and try both of them. Do it with two different words. We'll do it like that. We'll go, say them one after another, say whichever word, Chiquilla, and then whichever word with AK Andia Dita. Who wants to go first? Oshondo. Now, do one here. Right, so Leoak.
Is it Leoak?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I was gonna ask about that.
They're really
Okay.
small. So, and I put the A in parentheses because if there's an A at the end of the word, right, you don't, there doesn't need to be two A's, just that A and the K, right? But if there's not, you gotta add an A, right? If it ends in a consonant, you gotta add that A as well as the K, right? So, Oshondo, Leoak, Haundiak Dida. Noel.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay.
Boliga Froa.
Oshondo. Oshondo. You guys understand what you're saying?
The window.
Right. What are you saying? What is Leoak Amdiak Dina?
Windows big.
Right. The windows.
Windows.
The windows are
Oh,
big.
okay.
Right. Leoak Hamdiak Dina. The windows are big. And Boligrafoa Chikiala. Exactly. Angie? Yep. Autobusak? Oshondo. Oshondo. The window is small. The buses are big. Exactly. Autobusak Hamdiak Dina. Janet? You got it.
Okay, Atia Chikiala. Aleaham Dia.
Aleak Hamdiak Dina. Oshondo. It's written down in apostrophe, right? It's right. Buses, right? Tables, right? And so that's, that's pretty straightforward, if I do say so myself. In English, it's an S is what makes things plural. Buses, tables, windows. In Basque, it's a K. Nothing else to it. Obviously, the adjective matching, if you're describing, right? Hamdiak, dida, it has to match with that. But other than that, it's a different letter. It's what it is in Basque. Plural is with a K. It's kind of uncomfortable having to talk, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's easy to just come in here and listen to me and like write notes and stuff, but you gotta, and I'm gonna be the one pushing you. I'm gonna be the one making you, talk. But you have to. It's really good. It's really good. And it's slowly but surely, it feels so uncomfortable when you first start doing it. And just little by little. And also to not be discouraged, like if you try to speak a little with parents, grandparents, cousins, or any of that, these old Bascos. And 99% of the time, I do not understand what they're saying. And they very rarely understand what I'm saying. Very rarely. Do not let that discourage you. I still speak it like nobody's business to them. And one thing you will learn if you keep up on this and if you keep practicing, there are people who are just so easy to talk to. They understand you and you understand them for whatever reason. And then there are people where it is so difficult to talk to them. And I don't know what that is, but there are people, even kids, not just about older people, like kids my age. I'm like, yeah, we don't really talk Basque. Like, we always just switch to English because we have a hard time. I don't know what it is. I have a hard time understanding them, and I feel like maybe they don't give me the time to try to put my stuff together. And then there's other people who understand them perfectly, and they let me talk and express myself, and it's like, that just is what it is, So to not be discouraged. Any questions? questions about singular, plural. We're going to get into this much more, the singular and plural. It's good practice. And I know it may feel like you're just beating a dead horse, but to continuously just go over these vocab words, practice them, write them down, you know, is the best thing that you can be doing right now when you go home. I don't want to get too, you know, I don't want to just keep going through this when everybody's not here and having to go back, even though that's what's going to happen. We're going to stay on this we're just going to go over this again and again and again. Start at page 1 and keep going all the way through. It goes all the way to exercise 15. What you guys can do, because you guys are here every weekend, I don't know if there's gonna be some Sundays that you miss. Of course there are gonna be, but just read through this whole packet. Keep reading through it. Get as far ahead as you can, as you want, as you feel comfortable. Following them, following the example sentences, writing the new ones, like going from here from strategies for communication, saying where are you from. I told you guys to read up to that point, correct? We went over this stuff today. Nungu asara, right? Galeshanais, that's a different way of saying, you know, I'm Welsh, right? Bangor Koanais, I'm from Bangor, right? All of these things we kind of went over. And if you go home and keep reading them, writing practice sentences, doing them, the next time you come in, I'm gonna bring that up again. I'm gonna do that same thing, the Nungua, and you'll probably understand it. It won't be so foreign to you, you know? And everybody else will be like, oh, you know, we haven't gone over this, right? So just to just so you can see it. It's all about the ending, right? So I was telling you, right, Hayek Dida is Hayek Dute, right? These are all the same. Me nice, Nik Dut. Berada, Berak Du, Gugara, Guk Dugu, Susara, Suk Dusu, Suek Sarete, Suek Dusue, Hayek Dira, Hayek Dute. And this, obviously it doesn't. This doesn't have to make any sense to you right now. But like I said, Iparralde Coescuaras, Eshatenute. They say in Northern Basque, right? That dute is they, right? It means they. Just like Hayek Dira, right? Iparraldeco escuaras eshate dute. In Northern Basque they say. And then Iparraldecoac Dira. They are from Iparralde. Iparraldecoac Dira. They are from Iparralde. Iparraldeco escuaras eshaten dute. In Northern Basque, they say. Right? In English, we don't have it. They and they is always they, whether it's intransitive verbs or transitive. In Basque, it changes. I know. I mean, it might as well just be Chinese up there. I know. You can stare at it all day, and that's what I do. I just look at them. I go, "What is this?" Anybody have a question about any of that? It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Did anybody read in the other packet that I gave you? A little bit?
That conversation.
Yeah, right on.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So last night at dinner, we were having cheese. So, how do you say do you want cheese?
Yeah.
I said, now, and all, Michelle.
Yeah. You said now, Sue. What did you say exactly?
I just said now, Sue. I asked Jesus how to say cheese, but.
Yeah.
Krishna, that's right.
Yeah. So you said now,
I said,
Sue.
now, Sue.
Right. So what you were, right? You were not far off. What now, Sue is. Now, Sue. When I say Maite now, Sue, it means you love me. Now, Sue is a verb meaning you, me. Right? What you were.
What was I supposed to say?
Yeah. What you were
Well,
mistaken.
Johnson
You're.
was right.
No, yeah, you're close. You're close. And this is colloquial. This is how they said it, right? Those guys, how they say about those old Bascos is their ushketa
That's it.
is closed. They say this in the Basco too. They say Osho ichiadago. It's very closed. And the itzak haten pituste. They eat the words. They eat the words. And so they don't say naidusu. They say nausu, right? And when you hear it, you're not even like, what is, what it is nai, naidusu, naidusu. Do you want? Want is right. And how you really say it is, so, in Iparralde koshwara is a shafnute, cheese. Gajna. Gajna, cheese. It's a similar word in Egualde, but it's different. What is it? I always get them confused because salt. Right. So it's Gajna, Iparralde koshwaras. Gasta. I never used to know what Gasta. It's Gasta, yeah. From a kid, I only ever knew Gasta as cheese, right? And then this is how they say it in Egualde, Gasta. Very similar, right? Gajna, Gasta, right? And I don't even know if I should say this.
Go ahead.
Because I have been ruined ever since I learned how to say salt in Basque. I've never been able to keep them straight. It's just like, it just muddles me up, right? In Basque, salt is gatsa. Oh yeah, keep these ones straight. The easy way is gajna. Learn cheese as gajna. Because all these Basque, all the North, that's what it is. It's gajna. Gasta later. But they're the same. The S and the Z. These are in the same place. SNZT. SNST. Right. Salt gatsa. It's different. Don't even learn salt. It's horrible. I literally, when I try to think about it, I go, my brain is puzzled. Okay, so Gajna. And so how do you think you would say this? Do you want cheese? Just say it. Say how everything is up here to how to say it. How would you say this? Do you want cheese? What did you say? Yeah, so nope. So you gotta have this. Naidusu. You have to. That means want. Do you want? So say it again. Gajna naidusu. Yeah. Or naidusu gajna. Right? Good. That's good. Hondo. Naiko nada.
Something that was, it's just
Good enough.
simple.
Yeah. Gajna naidusu. Exactly. And this might be too much to say, but just so you know. And this is kind of an interesting concept. In Basque, when you say that, when you say you want something like that, like cheese, gajna nailusu, it's not nailusu gajna. That's okay. Like that is fun. Spoken, I think it's totally fun. But what it really, and this is way ahead. Can anybody take a wild guess at what the suffix rik means? Gajnarik nailusu. When I tell you, you're gonna go, because it's the same thing in English. We can say, do you want cheese? Or you can say, do you want cheese? Not some, close. It's infinitive. Some is specific. Rik this is infinitive. It's open for how much it's going to be. Gajnarik nailusu. Do you want any cheese? Any. Isn't that something? Gajnarik nailusu. Again, you can, if you're at dinner and you say Gajna nailusu or nailusu gajna, they will absolutely understand what you were saying totally correctly. But I think even in English, I think it's acceptable in English, do you want cheese? But I think it's actually more proper to say, do you want any cheese? Any. That any. We kind of omit a lot of that stuff, that any. In Basque, it's spoken, it's understood, but I think there's definitely a proper way. And ever since I learned that, that's, anytime you're saying that, like in English we say, do you want help? Lagunsa. Lagunsa is help. If you say lagunsa nailusu, that one's easier for me to hear, like that's not it. It's I'll give you a different word just for the heck of it. Lagunsarik bayar dusu. Bayar. These two verbs, these are sisters. It's like Angie and Noel. Nai is want, bayar is need. Gajnarik nailusu. Lagunsarik bayar dusu. So can you tell me what that one says? Lagunsarik bayar dusu. Right. But what's this rik?
You need any help?
You need any help? Oh, shoulder. Gajnarik nailusu. Lagunsarik bayar dusu. You need any help? You know what's already impressing me is you guys aren't even second guessing it anymore when I write these sentences.
Oh, no.
No, when it's dusu. When I ask you guys are saying this totally, yeah, do you? The fact that you're not even thinking about that anymore, I mean, I'm sure you are, But the fact that this is what's tripping you up and not this, that's huge. You're already saying, you look at that and go, right? You're already moving, Pat. You look at that and know what this question, that's big. That's big. It's easy to look over those things, but I can tell the fact that you're just saying that you're just throwing that out, like you go, do you want help? Do you need help? And I go, what about that ink? And you're like, do you need any help? Right? Dude, that's huge. That lusu is, the fact that you're saying that is awesome. It's very awesome. Nailusu, do you want? Yeah. Osho. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a great one. Like that's the kind of shit.
It's like so often happens.
Exactly. And that's when you're like sitting there at dinner with all those Vasquez and you're like, fuck. Why didn't you're like, oh God, I don't need to ask them where they're from. I need to ask them if they want cheese. And that's huge. No, exactly. It's like, and that's why the dialogue, like again with like the kid, they start at different places. Like
That's so funny.
it is. It's very funny. Like, and then so I'll give you another one just to you guys got those written down. Practice that. I mean, if you can replicate that on command, if you can remember how to say you want cheese, or this one.
Sure you don't want it?
Exactly.
That's all I can say. That's all I can say. You sure you want it? So you sure?
This is how you should learn it because even wine. Oshondo Arnoa. Yeah. Exactly, Arnoa. This is in Iparralde, it's Arnoa. In Egoalde, it's Ardoa. Same thing. Ardoa, right? But that's good because they Arnoa. So, same thing. You could say Nailusu Arnoa. Or Arnori Nailusu. Right? And then right, you want wine. Isn't that funny how like when we say in English, do you want wine? Right? That's not correct. Like when you think about it, you go, do you want any wine? Do you want any wine? For whatever reason. I mean, I don't know why that's more correct sounding, but it is. Like when you say it, you're like, do you want any wine? Do you need any help? Right? We just omit a lot of those things. We eat them, And then they might totally ruin your day. You go to ask this, and then they hit you with it.
They say babble something.
Exactly, and you go, fuck, I just wanted yes or no. I wanted by a la S, right? They're gonna go, they might go, ba, belza, otoy. Oh shit. Ba, belza, otoy, belza. You know what belza is? Belza means black. In Basque, they do not say Ardo Gorria. Gorria is red. Gorria means rosé in Basque. Red wine, our red wine, is black wine to them. Ardo Belza. Right? So he might say, yes, red, please. This is in Iparralde. Odoy is how they say please up there. There's other ways to say it. Micheles, these guys don't ever say that, Micheles. And they might not even say that. They might just go, va, belza. Right? Or, because if there's a red and a white on the table, you go, Arnorik Nailusu. They might go, va, belza. And you're going to go, what the fuck did he just say?
The black sheep.
Yeah, exactly. You go, and if you can remember that, go, oh, it's the red wine, right?
Yeah.
That's big stuff.
That's great.
That's cool,
I love
right?
it.
And then pronounced 1,000 different ways. Surya, Churiya. 2 ways at least. Intonation has a big, people, accents are always different. Surya, Churiya. Churiya is how in Donosti, that's how they say it. Ardo Churiya. They don't say Surya. You know what that is? White wine. No shoulder. Beltsa Churiya. Beltsa Churiya. Anorik Nayus. Ba Beltsa. Ba Churiya. You guys got some good notes today. You guys got Ipar, Ego, North, South, Beltsa, Churiya, Black, White, Red, White, Wine, Cheese.
Good thing we went to dinner last night. Good thing
I
we'd
know.
never come up with all this.
I know. I know it. I know it.
Well, we don't do it often,
I know.
I know
that's the
it.
thing.
I know. Osholno. How was it? Galderik? Yeah. Galderik. Daukasue. Galderik. Daukasue. Do you guys have any questions?
Much better than last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure last week doesn't happen again.
For us, yeah, it's okay. We came back, so.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, what if just nobody shows up next week? What if they're like,
You might hang me from the tree.
I know it, I know it.
How do you say this?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I felt like that was a good class, no?
I thought it was a great
It was
class.
a great
Yeah.
class, thank you.
I'm gonna try to keep doing it, like, not get so much into, you know,
So good class.
yes, Clasheona,
Okay.
Clasheona, yeah,
Hey,
good
we're
class.
coming around.
I know, no, we're getting it. It's awesome, it's
We're
awesome.
almost done.
Almost.